Now we're staying at Tavira, which is in the Portugal's Algarve area. But more on Tavira in a while. But first, let me show you around where we're staying. We're staying on this wonderful motorhome air, and it's called the Algarve Motorhome Park. What 3 words and references below, and in the information in the text below. And they company have 3 sites on the Algarve, and this one at Tavira is probably the most popular, where it's well appointed, very smart, very friendly people running it, and it's a great place to be because it's a short walking distance into Tavira itself. In another direction, 30 minutes walk to the coastal inlet, and then you can go the other way on more walks, which I'll come to later on. So we had a walk around this place and we were quite impressed. Found out where everything was. Now in this video we'll show you the town in the daytime and the night time, and we'll also show you a little bit about its historic bridges, castles. We'll get over a challenge as it's approaching Christmas. Helen wanted her hair and nails doing. That's an interesting feature when your wife announces that to you and you're miles from home. But anyway, let's kick off with a walk downtown. Tavira is a small town in the Algarve which straddles the river Galeo, which draws its strength from the inlets of the beautiful Ria Formosa National Park. This is home to some incredible migratory wildlife, which I'll show you later on in the video. The river is straddled by 3 bridges, the Roman bridge being the most impressive. Built in 1667 on the site of an old Roman bridge, so not Roman at all, but still known as the Ponte Romano Bridge. The town is beautifully maintained and adorned with Gothic cottages, and its main square is perfect to sit and eat and drink and watch the world go by. It's approaching Christmas, of course, and so the Christmas theme reigns. From up on the castle wall, you can see a panoramic vista right over the top of Tavira. Now some of these walls have been here since 8 BC, when the Phoenicians arrived. They've been occupied by various different nationalities until 1239, when the Portuguese reclaimed it.
I'm sure there's some sort of horticulturist out there. Tell me what this is called. I'm thinking it's bougainvillea, but I might be wrong. But it smells beautiful. And all along here, there's all different colours. There's the sort of vibrant pink, there's orange, there's red. Looks great, smells great.
You happy now?
I'm happy now. I'm happy because it is a bougainvillea.
Yeah, brilliant.
Just when you thought you'd escaped our Camino de Santiago tour.
Can I just say, obsession?
Obsession. Here we are again. And when I think about it, the castle, founded by the Order of St James, or finished by the Order of St James, the church, founded by the Order of St James, and of course that's Santiago, St James. And here we are. If you're doing your pilgrimage, you can get your pilgrim's passport stamped here because it tells you about your credentials and your stamps. There we go. Back on the Camino. That's it, all done. Christmas nails complete. With a little bit of research and the use of a search engine, you can find a really good nail salon. So Monica, thank you very much. €30, which is a really good price. Very professional, nice setting and a relaxing experience. So next it's the hair.
Needing a break from the hair and nail sandwich, we set out to look at the mud flats, or the salt flats should I say. They're about a 30-minute walk from the Motorhome Air. Now this place is home to all kinds of migratory birds, spoonbills and the like, but the most impressive are the flamingos. They have travelled here and seem quite adept here and quite comfortable. There's a zoom lens needed to video them and photograph them, and if you got too close they soon spooked and flew, but that also led to some dramatic photographs, and we really enjoyed it. Well, this is a little bit of headland about 30 minutes away from the site, walk-wise. You can walk or bike it, and it's really quite pleasant. It's right on the mouth of the river, and that way that I'm pointing now is down the road into Tavira. Lots of boats moored here. Across the other side is the main jetty, the bigger vessels. But it pans right round, and that way's out to sea. And we've walked across some wetlands which are that way, and over there is an old fort, the historiography of which I've yet to learn, but I'll find out. I'm walking down the beach to the ferry terminal that shuttles you from one side of the river to the other, and if you just bear with me a minute, there's a picture coming up of the water taxi coming in over there. And they catch the taxi over there because some of the best beaches are on that side. Now, it wasn't possible for us to go on the water taxis because they didn't allow dogs on. So we picked the scooters up and decided to go and have a look at the other side by coming back into town over the new bridge and passing all the fishing boats and the more traditional vessels that you find in these places. We headed out along the quayside and a short journey on the scooters down to where the other landing station was for the ferry. Now, there are some tremendous beaches over here, including a graveyard for anchors, but again, because we have a dog, access wasn't permitted, so we were a little bit limited in that respect, but we were sort of getting used to it on the Iberian Peninsula. They aren't, and it isn't, the most dog-friendly area. It's not unfriendly towards dogs, but it's not quite as free access as it is in other parts of Europe. At the actual jetty itself, there are cafes and sailing clubs, the equivalent of the Arvinalai, the Portuguese lifeboat station, and yacht clubs at the end, with the kids preparing to take out themselves out on sailing dinghies. That's the water taxi. There's all these lovely streets with little knick-knack shops, and it's a lovely place, this.
When we're on these longer trips, I like to have my hair and nails done. Last week it was nails, and today it's hair. Now, I have done this on previous long trips, but it's always a little bit of a risk putting your trust in somebody that's not your normal hairdresser. But I've done some research, I've checked online, and I think I've found a really good place. Well, that's mission accomplished. I went in daylight, I've come out and it's almost dusk. But it was a really pleasurable experience, and I'm really happy with the cut, and I'm very, very happy with the colour. So now it's trying to find Martin and Poppy.
Go with new hairdo.
Go with your head up.
Nice job, isn't it?
He's done a great job.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It is. Well, this is Tavira at night, and it's been a pleasure. So en route to Cabanas, it's about an hour's walk through vineyards, as you can see. We're hoping that that's not a grey cloud coming on the horizon. So this is the cycle trail that takes you basically all the way along the Algarve, really, right from, we're at Tavira and round to Faro, Albufeira, and then up to Lagos and the Villa de Bispo. Takes you all the way around and gives you more of a micro map here as to where we are. We are staying in Tavira and we're going across to Cabanas. And it gives you distances there in both directions and information around how far to medical centres, what to ring in emergency, and a telephone number for the Turismo office. Now, Cabanas is a traditional fishing village, and there have been tackle huts like these here since 1734. What interested me is some of the older guys that were clearly probably retired used to still come down and wait for the boats coming in. There's always something about sailors and respect for the sea and respect for their colleagues. I think it's because they truly understand the dangers of what they do. Well, it's quite impressive. And the place itself is split really between tourism and fishing for its income, with tourism playing more of a part as you'd expect, but it's still quite a lot of fishing going off here. Now, we walked down this delightful boardwalk that went on for about a mile and took you along the front where there were several bars, restaurants and cafes, and a place where we ended up having a nice lunch in very convivial circumstances, chatting away to both English expats and Portuguese residents who seemed to be getting on very well. But all in all, it was a very nice place, quite quiet at this time of year, surprisingly, although apparently the current population likes it that way. Our Poppy wasn't bothered about the ginger tom at all. There's also another feature to this place where there's another water taxi across to another isolated beach, which is supposed to be one of the best on the Algarve. Although it was very quiet, the taxis weren't working today, as you'd expect at this time of year. It's certainly the case that some of these beaches are beautiful, there's no doubt about it. Unfortunately, no dogs on most of them, but yeah, enough said about that. So we walked along the boardwalk out and back, took a few more pictures of the fishing boats, primarily because I like boats and I like taking pictures of boats, no reason really other than that. Then we set off walking back along the same route, retraced our steps back towards Tavira as our time here was coming to an end. Well, we've just had a dinner that's broke the bank.
Yeah, don't know how we're going to afford it really.
€12 for 4 bottles of beers and 2 huge sandwiches, of which Helen didn't finish and needed some help from me with. So we love Portugal. It's turning out to be a really, really nice week. We're going to move on today. We're going to move up to, tomorrow morning. We're going to move on up to Camping Torissimo at
Praia de Luz, just outside Lagos.
Where we're going to stay there for Christmas. But so far, we're delighted with Portugal. At some stage we'll explain what we think is the difference between Spain and Portugal, but that's not for now. So from where we are now down at Tavira, Martin out.
Helen out.